Before we begin, remember to like and subscribe, as your support is really appreciated. I also want to give thanks to Predator Cues, Talum Chalk, and Kamui Tips. Without them, these videos wouldn't be possible. Philly Fingers here, going over a drill that can help you improve your stroke. The drill I like to use to improve my stroke is the full table stop shot. It's pretty straightforward. You set up one ball at one end of the table and the cue ball at the other end, leaving yourself enough distance where you're comfortable. And then you just try to drop down on the shot and hit a perfect stop shot. The thing about this drill that I like is that not only does it help you kind of find your stroke and get you into a nice rhythm and a nice pattern, but it helps expose any flaws you have in your current stroke or in your current swing. And that's what you're going to see here. Is I'm going to be able to show you how my stroke went from a before and an after look. Here, as I'm kind of just dropping down on the shot, my pre-shot is a little off. It needs some work, and you'll see that in the results. Although I make the ball, that isn't always enough, right? Sometimes we just get caught up on making the ball. But did we make it with the perfect form, as accurate as we wanted to be? All these other intangibles sometimes get lost just because we made the ball. And we can't become complacent, right? We want to always push ourselves for perfection. For me, the biggest thing that I'm changing is here where you see I just drop down in the shot and I just kind of fire it. I'm going to change my approach to the ball and how I line up. That's going to be the big change. So in this example here, you're going to see my new approach. And my new approach is pretty straightforward, but different. I line up with the cue stick first. I point at the ball. I find that shot line, and I don't move the stick. I just drop down into the shot, and I fire. I don't even do a pre-stroke. You can do a pre-stroke if you want. It's optional. But I find if I can trust that line, I don't need to even do a pre-stroke, right? I'm confident going all the way through. So first I did the stop shot. Here on the two ball, I'll do a stun shot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the rack and I'm going to alternate between a stop, the stun, and here on the three ball, I'm going to do a draw, and then on the four ball, a follow shot. And all I do for the whole rack is alternate, right? So I've done the first two. Here in the three ball, you're going to see same approach. I point, I leave the stick where it is, I just drop into the shot, and I fire the trigger, right? And I draw back. That's the only difference, is that was a draw shot. So four ball, I now want to do the same approach. I want to stay kind of robotic. I want to just point, find a line, drop into that line. No pre-stroke. Maybe I'll do one, maybe do two. Again, it's optional, but I follow it right into the hole. And that helps me practice my follow shot. So for the remainder of the rack, that's all I do. I alternate between those four different types of shots. And I'm not going to play the whole thing, because obviously that would be a little bit boring to watch. But the main point is really just to introduce you to this kind of drill where you're alternating between these four different types of shots and really the approach, right? My kind of change in using the cue stick to find the line, but to leave it where it is and instead to kind of drop into the shot. And at that point, whether you do a pre-stroke or not, that's optional, but you basically are trusting that line and firing the trigger. So give this drill a try. Either mix it up with other shots. You can try different variations. You can try, like I said, with pre-stroke, without, walking into the shot versus, again, pointing with the cue. Let me know what you think. Let me know how it's working, what's not working. I'm always curious to see other perspectives. And back to my main point, one last thing I want to leave you with is this example here where, again, I used to just walk into the shot and drop down, do a lot of pre-strokes, and then fire the ball. And I felt that maybe all those pre-strokes were actually doing me a disservice. They were maybe not helping me, and they were maybe throwing me a little bit out of line. And perhaps that's just the way I was doing it. Wasn't too disciplined with it. And I feel that the adverse effect is now happening. Now, by pointing with the cue stick, taking my time to find that line, leaving it still, dropping into the shot, maybe not even needing a pre-stroke, and just trusting the line and firing the trigger, I feel I've become more accurate. So I really want to see if the same holds true for you guys when you give it a try. The other thing I would also say is that this is the kind of drill that, aside from just doing it during practice, you kind of want to do this before a match. And I found that that's been a big thing that I'm doing now. So as you see here, before my match, I'm actually just going to do the same thing. All right, I shoot a quick couple balls, and it actually comes up in a real game. And this is what just happened. Right in my match, my opponent misses a long shot, and ironically he leaves me a very long shot. And unlike previous times where I might have been hesitant and not sure on how to approach it, this time around, after doing those drills, with utter confidence, I could just kind of drop into that shot and pull the trigger and get the win. So that's my take on a drill that could hopefully improve your stroke. Give it a try. I appreciate any comments or thoughts you might have on the subject. And like always, till next time.